All right, welcome to the TFT Galaxy Podcast, episode 11, where we high press on the news and the tactics of the club we love, the LA Galaxy. Today, we're covering the latest Galaxy news, which includes our February schedule with updates to CONCACAF Champions Cup and our involvement in the Coachella Valley Invitational. Galaxy have acquired Jakon Glesnes from Philadelphia Union. Other rumors of players coming or going, and just some general LA Galaxy and MLS news. Welcome. I'm Eric.
I'm Chris.
Let's get right into it here. Our first bit of news is the CONCACAF Champions Cup schedule came out. We found out last week who we drew. Sporting San Miguelito from Panama is who we drew in the our first games. And we didn't know the dates last week. Today, we know the dates. We will be playing at Sporting February 19th. And at Dignity Hill Sports Park at home, February 25th. So that's the first game you can catch at the Digs is February 25th. It's not very far away.
No, it's coming up quick.
I mean, we're already near the end of December, and we're going to have about a month, 6 weeks, and you're going to see a lot of Galaxy news because before that, we told you we didn't know if Galaxy were going to participate in the Coachella Valley Invitational, which is kind of a fun thing to go out to Coachella Valley, watch the games, get those day tickets or those weekend tickets. Well, they will be back in the Coachella Valley Invitational, which I think is just good news.
I think it's good news because that will be more first teamers getting consistent time because literally they play that and then 4 days later they're down in Panama playing. So while Coachella Valley is probably good because first teamers will get a half and then maybe increase it from there, you're probably going to see them get more than a half, a full game because they got to be ready and they got to be sharp.
Well, and the way things are going, there's a couple question marks the Galaxy have to answer in preseason, right?
Yes.
First is you got to get Ricky out there. You got to figure out, like, how's he feeling? How's he playing? How long can he go? Is he feeling okay? How's his recovery going in live action play? You already have added a piece, which we'll talk about a little later, and we're going to add more pieces, I feel like. And so there's some questions to be asked. How's Sanabria going to do this year, right? Mm-hmm. How is, what's our other mid we put the top 10? Why am I forgetting his name?
What, the mid we put in our top 10?
No, at the 10, at the end of the year. Who's playing as like a false nine.
What's his name? Winder,
yeah. Gosh, how could I forget his name? Like, how big a part is Winder going to play this year? These are some questions that got to be answered. We know that Galaxy have been going after goalkeepers. Do we have another goalkeeper? If we don't, how does Mitrovic look in preseason? Mm-hmm. So there's some questions to be asked. If we take a look, here is the Galaxy schedule for January, February, basically. If you're watching, you can see it on your screen. Otherwise, we're just going to read it to you. But obviously, the players are going to report at some point in January. Yep. Because Coachella Valley Invitational it was last year, February 5th to the 15th, right? The dates have not been announced this year, but you could expect it right around the same time, February 5th to 15th, somewhere in there. So if you have a free weekend, or they play on Wednesdays sometimes too, and you want to go out to Coachella Valley, keep that on your radar, February 5th to 15th, sometime in early February. And then they go to Sporting in Panama, February 19th. And then at home versus Sporting February 25th. That's all before MLS starts.
Yeah, it'll be a good time, especially going back to Coachella. We mentioned getting Ricky, reacclimated to playing games. Marco Royce also coming off injury, and then any new signings that we have. That's a good time to see them in game playing with everybody who's already been there. So.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's a schedule right there. I mean, it's so crazy. I feel like we just ended.
Yeah.
And that's why I love soccer. It
just keeps going.
Yeah, it's like you take a little bit of time off, and before you know it, like, you're just right back, like, pretty quick. So we take a couple months off, and we're right back. And when we're off, at least right now, you can watch all kinds of soccer. European soccer is going on. Yep. Of course, when we change our schedule a bit, you're really going to find it's going to be hard to watch some soccer. A
little rough in the summer months. But
yeah, June and July are going to be a little rough to watch soccer after this year.
Yeah.
So we got a comment on our last episode, which is great. If you want to give us a comment or send us something, leave us a comment on our podcast. Obviously, that's what you're listening to. But on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music or Apple Podcast, sorry. And this was left on YouTube. Of course, you could also email us, Final Third Galaxy Podcast @gmail.com. It's on your screen right there. This comment from Radio Lex 76 says, I'd pass on Zimmerman. I'm okay with Rindolph, Garces as my center backs. Aude and Cuevas as my left right backs. Trade Yamane if possible. I think priority is replacing Dayon. Nacimiento isn't the answer. Let's take this one at a time real quick before we get to some news. I'd pass on Zimmerman. I think that's probably a pretty common sentiment amongst Galaxy fans. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think we looked at it and said if he's the best available on the budget, yes, you take him because he could be serviceable. Definitely wouldn't have been my first choice. I think when we talked, he wouldn't have been your first choice either.
Right.
But a very good player to have if we needed to add a center back.
It wouldn't be something I'd be upset about, but it would have spoke a little bit about Galaxy's ambition and what they were thinking in terms of how much money they were going to be willing to spend at center back. This next statement, I'm okay with Rindolph, Garces as my center backs. I'm not, Chris.
We saw a small glimpse of Rindolph and Garces playing together. I honestly think that could long-term be a pretty serviceable, if not pretty good, center back pairing. I think they just both need more time. Garces needs a little bit more time to mature.
That'd be a very immature center back partnership.
Yes.
Very inexperienced. And I'm not quite sold on Rindolph yet. Not that I think he's terrible or anything, but
just haven't seen him.
Haven't seen him enough.
Yeah.
And so that would be tough to go into season with those two. I wouldn't be very confident. Aude and Cuevas as my left and right backs. Now, I agree with him 100%. I know you're a Nelson fan, so maybe you're Nelson Cuevas, but you need outside backs to kind of share time anyways. We're going to be playing a lot of games.
As long as Cuevas is one of them. You know what? Put someone else over there on the left side. As long as Cuevas is A, on the team, and B, on the field.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. I agree. Trade Yamane if possible. What do you think about getting rid of Yamane?
In terms of the money side of that would kind of be pretty good.
Because you have Cuevas and Harbor Miller who can both play right back and are on significantly less money than Yamane's on.
Oh, 1,000%. I really don't think, if I remember back to when we looked at what the money situation was, I don't think Cuevas and Harbor Miller's contracts combined are what Yamane make.
I don't think so.
Yeah, if you can get some of the monopoly money for him, if you could trade him to potentially get a player, hey,
I think it's great. I don't know how many people would be all for Yamane though, unless he goes back to Japan. I think priority is replacing Dayon. Nacimiento isn't the answer in my opinion. Well, as much as I think we need a forward, I think you and I both agree center back is the priority.
Yeah, but if we are talking about, if we are going off of that, I am with him. We tried to replace Dayon with Christian Ramirez, and it didn't go great. Yeah, I don't think bringing Nacimiento back on loan.
I wouldn't be opposed to bringing Nacimiento back, actually. I mean, if that's what ends up happening, I could understand it. My concern with Nacimiento isn't his contributions or his ability. It's his injury record is pretty abysmal with us and with the previous team. I forget who he plays for.
His parent team.
Yeah, his parent team. And he had a lot of injuries there, too. It was a concern when he was coming over. And then he's pretty young to miss as many games as he did due to injury is concerning. Of course, I would like someone better than Nacimiento, but I would like to upgrade a ton of positions, and sometimes you can't. So there's that. Well, he says I'd pass on Zimmerman, and good news, Radio Lex, the Galaxy did pass on Zimmerman. Because the Galaxy went out, we said last week, be ready that there's going to be some news and movement, at least amongst MLS, whether Galaxy's in that or not. LA Galaxy acquire two-time MLS Best 11 and three-time MLS All-Star defender Jakon Glesnes from Philadelphia Union. So I'm kind of happy. I love, like we talked about this when we looked at some games and we looked at some press conferences where Vanny was saying, I was like, I just like that Vanny's saying the right things, right? And I just, whether I agree with Jakon Glesnes being the guy they should have got, I just like that Galaxy knew and they made the decision, hey, center back's a priority. We need to get it done early because it's the first domino that, like we talked about, it's the first thing you got to get done. They don't get Zimmerman. And they just go get Jakon Glesnes, who we didn't even talk about because Jakon Glesnes is not a free agent. So this is a guy they wanted.
Yes.
They went out and got him. This is not someone that was just available. And he was on MLS Best 11 this year. And I think he took second. He took second in Defender of the Year voting this year. And the Philadelphia Union coach called him the team MVP in an interview at the end of the year. Now, what did the Galaxy do? Well, I was so worried when I saw this because the rumors were Bogart. Tom Bogart. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That we were trading for Jakon Glesnes. And I was like, oh no, there goes Cuevas.
Yeah.
Right? Well, trading for Glesnes, we're going to send Cuevas and some money. And, well, we didn't.
Nope.
We sent $1.1 million in general allocation money, which is broken up over 2 years, $500,000 this year and $600,000 next year. I don't know. It's just, okay. What is it? What does that mean? I don't know. Here's what it means to me. I had to look up general allocation rules. General allocation money rules.
Yeah, you sent these, or you put these in our show notes.
I did.
And I read the article. I had to read it about 7 times before I was like...
Well, not only that, that's last year's, right? So it's updated. They haven't released this year's rules for general allocation money. I assume it's roughly the same, which is teams get about $3 million in general allocation money each year. And that can go up depending on your roster and if you have 2 DPs or 3 DPs. You get a bump if you made Champions Cup, so Galaxy got a little bit of bump. I don't know how much that bump is.
If teams send you general allocation money for a player.
There's all kinds of insane craziness. So I'm not even going to get into it. It's crazy.
No.
The way I see this is this. Fagundes was on 1.3 million. Glesnes is on 1.1 million, I think. So we got rid of Fagundes and we grabbed Glesnes. I think that's the way you should think about this.
Yeah.
No one cares about all this monopoly money crap that you're doing. It's insane. The way you should think about this is, I think this signals by Fagundes. We used Fagundes' money that we were paying Fagundes to go out and get Glesnes. And we did give some money to Philadelphia in the process. Not real money, some fake money that can only be used in some fake way. It's stupid. Okay.
So dumb.
It's so dumb. But we got Jakon Glesnes. Yeah. Now, what I like to do, and I looked at this originally, I went to Philadelphia's Instagram, and I like to look at the comments, right? When we first signed Zonka, Zonka's parent club was like, thank you.
Because he came from a team in Switzerland, right?
I don't even know where he was from, but it was like, thank you. And so that was kind of like, why are they thanking us for taking him? You look at this. Let's just look right now. So this is on Philadelphia Union's Instagram account. It says, they have as you can see in the background, this nice video thanking him and all his accolades. And the number one comment is, and so we decide to sell him?
Yeah, that's...
And then some crying emojis from someone else. And then, cool, I'm crying right now. They do not seem happy. Why are you doing to this union? I would like to know who's managing the accounts on this because this is ridiculous. So what's the game plan this season? No. Okay, so when I see that, I think that is good news. Now, I was listening to some statements around the league and some Reddit. If you want to see the most negative things ever in your life, go to Reddit and look at the comments in Reddit because everyone's super negative. on Reddit, they're saying like, oh, he's a has-been. He didn't have a good year. He didn't have a good year. He's in the MLS, Best 11.
Which would essentially mean he's one of the two best center backs in the league.
So I guess the keyboard warriors know better than the professional coaches and pundits. He's the MLS Best 11. Okay? Yeah. He was second in MLS Defender of the Year voting. Already was MLS Defender of the Year. And he was named as the MVP by his head coach of the team.
And was an all-star.
There's no one could say this guy is no good or he had a bad year. That's complete and utter, BS. There's just no way. He had a great year. He's a great player. It's a good grab for Galaxy. Now, you could argue maybe it's not how you want him to go. Because the way I look at it too, and tell me if you agree with this, I think this is like kind of like a win-win for Galaxy and Philadelphia. Philadelphia has an aging center back.
Yes, he's 31, right?
He's 31. He will be 32 in March. So you can think of him, he'll be 32
the beginning
this
of the year.
Yeah. And they got a great offer, so they cash in on him. Okay. And we need a center back, and we want an experienced center back, and so we get him. So I think it's kind of a win-win. I think Philadelphia Unions is doing what they should do. They cashed in. They can spend that money somewhere else. And I think Galaxy wins. They got themselves a great center back. So I think it's win-win. Now, as we talked before the show, go and type Jakon Glesnes into YouTube to try to find a highlight video, and you will not find one.
No,
unless you're better than us or someone's produced one since the show. All you will find is the free kick he hit from like 40 yards out.
Yeah, between that and then the one like 35-yarder that he scored.
Yep.
But I typed in a bunch of stuff. I typed in, defensive highlights, Philadelphia highlights, and all this stuff. And trying to find stuff, the Philadelphia highlights, it just comes up with Philadelphia highlight games, like game highlights. Mm-hmm. So you can, scroll through those to see him play a little bit in those. But there's nothing actually just of like a highlight montage. That's the one thing that I was looking for and was really hoping. But you know what? It's really good to see that because one, we filled the hole that we most needed, and we're gonna get to something a little bit later that goes to show that some people that write about soccer have no idea what they're doing. And we'll bring it up in a little bit, but this is a very good.
That's a good signing.
Good signing for Galaxy.
Here's another thing. Just looking at the stats, I was kind of like looking, and I did watch some film. I watched the entire NYCFC versus. They lost to NYCFC versus Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. So I watched that playoff game where they lost 1-0, just to get a feel for how he plays. But if you weren't convinced before, and I know this is a team thing, but Philadelphia Union were Supporters Shield winners. So he is the starting center back on the best team, the best defense in the league. The lowest amount of goals given up was Philadelphia Union.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an upgrade, 100%.
Yes.
Now, here's what I'm a little concerned about. He's not flashy. He's not fast. He's not pacey. And so it's easy to be like, man, what did we sign? Like if the eye test, if someone just goes like, what did we sign? Like if you're expecting like some amazing, quick, fast center back who's 6'4", and that's not Jakon Glesnes, okay? He's 6'2". He's decent in the air. He's not pacey, okay? He's not like super slow, but he's not pacey. So I think it's kind of like for like with Yoshida. He's kind of in the same mold as Yoshida. He's a ball-playing kind of center back, good on the ball, a good long passer. He has long switches and long passes that are pretty accurate. Obviously, he can score goals. I think he's got like 8 goals and like 6 assists for Philadelphia over the 5 years. So he can score. He can put a goal in here or there. And then the other thing I saw, and I think this is why the Galaxy kind of went after him. He was paired, at least this year, with I don't know how to say his name, Makianya. I don't know. The other center back for Philadelphia Union, and he was good, man. I watched him play. He was really good. He looked just like Garces. right? Same mold as Garces. Very athletic, very fast, cutting down, putting fires out everywhere, chasing down people behind the ball. And Glesnes was partnered with him. So I think that speaks pretty well for having a Glesnes Garces pairing. And I think that's one of the reasons Galaxy went after him, is because he has experience playing with someone like that. And that gives us the ability to play out of the back. It gives us the more mature, calmer center back. And he's good. I mean, he's good.
Yeah. And you say, a like for like with Yoshida. Number one, he's definitely pacier than Yoshida.
Well,
so that helps.
I think so. The thing is, I think he's going to be an upgrade in almost every way over Yoshida, except for in the air.
Okay.
Yoshida's really good in the air. Right?
Yes.
So I think he's better now. I don't want to see a better player, right? Yoshida was very good when he was when he was 31. He was much better than he is now. So I think it's an upgrade in every way possible. It was a lot of money. You're investing a lot of you're investing over $2 million this year in him, and he's got a 2-year contract, so there's another $1 million. It's $3 million. There's an optional year. I mean, you're putting millions of dollars into him, and it's not really. Sorry about that. Yeah. But it is not really. Also, this is a signing for now.
Yes,
this is a now signing. We want to win this year. We want to do something in Champions Cup. We want to make a run for MLS Cup. We want to win now. We're not going to go get some young guy. We're not going to use Rindolph. We want to win now, and this is the guy we think we can win now with. And it's very clear that's what the Galaxy are saying.
It's very nice, too, that we're not trying to skimp on a big positional gap that needed to be filled. It's not, okay, let's try and look inward, or let's get someone who was decent and can play in the MLS as a center defender, but still has some growing to do. This is a guy who they literally looked at and said,
right,
that one of the best defenders, if not the best defender in the league, depending on the year. His team did fantastic. We have a guy that he can pair with who he's familiar or he's already playing with in terms of play style. Do it.
I love it because I'm not 100% sold on Jakon Glesnes. However, I'm also not an idiot, and I know I'm not as knowledgeable, and I haven't done all the research that the Galaxy did to do this, right? So I trust in what they've done. I can see the accolades. He's very strong. This is the guy they wanted very clearly. So, I mean, we just have to trust that. And what I do like about it is we know he's been successful in MLS, right? When Zonka signed last year, we didn't really know much about him. And you're just hoping, okay, maybe he can do something. That's iffy to do that because and we spent good money on Zonka. I think he's on like $700,000, $800,000.
It's a decent amount.
When you're spending that much money on someone like Zonka, that's money that when you give that much money, you're expecting him to play. And it just didn't work out for him this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sold on Zonka. But we talked about this before, and we talked about this with Zimmerman. The good thing with signing Jakon Glesnes is we know, and Vanny knows, exactly what they're getting. Game film against opponents that we will be playing against, right? Yeah. The level and the speed that he is experienced in, the league is experiencing, the travel, American culture, all that, check. And you have to trust. You have to trust. I mean, I don't know what else they could have done. The only thing they could have done better than this was go out and just steal some amazing center back. We talked about Hawk last week. They could have got Hawk. I think that's comparable to this, right? Hawk's a little younger. I think that would have been big news to get Hawk on, and he's a free agent. Probably would have cost a little bit more money because he's younger. I think this is about as big as it gets, unless you go out there and you're signing. I don't even know what center backs are out there right now, in Europe or something that are like, well, I'm not really playing and I used to be really good and I'm a big name. I think this is about as good as it gets, man. I think a partnership between him and Garces can be real successful. It's an upgrade. It's just an upgrade.
I'm excited to see it. And I'm looking at this and just going, we signed him. We spent the money. Okay. Now let's move on. and I can't wait to see him in his first game playing. That's gonna be my test in terms of if I'm sold on him or not.
Right. We'll see. I mean, I at this point, I'm trusting the Galaxy front office, and we'll see where it goes. What do you think this spells for Yoshida?
I would not be surprised if what we talked about last week, he wants to make a move back to Japan. It could have been that, the Galaxy and Maya Yoshida are in the spot where we know that he may even be done, not only with the Galaxy, he may be done with soccer in a couple of years.
Yeah.
After the 2026, he may just say, I want to play the World Cup and then I'm done. If that was the case, okay, then yes, you have to make a move. You can't wait until everybody's gone and now you're dealing with trying to replace them on the fly with a very limited pool of players.
So do you? This is to me is a signal Yoshida's done as a starter with the Galaxy, right? If he stays, he can definitely give good minutes, right?
Yes.
100%. Like
Yes.
he's very useful. But the day is gone for him being an out and out starter every single game.
Yeah, I think
with this
I
signing.
think so also.
And it's just a matter of, is Yoshida okay with that at this point in his career, or does he want to move to Japan and play, like we talked about last week, play 90 minutes game in, game out to try and make that team? Or is he okay being a role player and filling in when he needs to fill in? Mm-hmm. Do you think Glesnes, Garces, Yoshida, Zonka, Rindolph, 5 center backs, too many?
No, I like that. I like that because, you're playing in more competitions this year, at least at the beginning of the year.
I mean, because we got rid of Zavaleta, right?
Yeah, Zavaleta's gone.
And we brought in Glesnes. Mm-hmm. So we had 5 center backs this year then.
Yes.
Kind of. I mean, Zavaleta wasn't going to play unless, I don't know, he played one game and it was like a pity minute at the end of the season. I don't know why he was on the field. We talked about this early in the year, but we did have 5 center backs on our first team. So
and it gives the potential. Now I don't know what the language is in Rindolph's contract about going up and down between the Galaxy and Ventura, but it gives the opportunity if Rindolph's not getting first team minutes. Okay, let's send you to Ventura, get you some time, and then bring you up if someone either falls out of form or injuries happen, or potential squad rotation. But thinking about it this year, other than the Champions Cup, there's no Open Cup, there's no Leagues Cup. The Galaxy are going to be playing games from the jump where they all matter. With Champions Cup games trying to get deep in that competition. And then once that's done, it's just all the MLS season. So these are all games that are going to matter in terms of what happens for playoffs, what happens for a run at an MLS Cup again. So it could be that, hey, yeah, we have a 5 center back rotation. It could turn into a 3-4 at the most.
I think that's another positive to talk about though, because Glesnes is Norwegian, not on the Norwegian team. Is Norway even in the World Cup?
Norway is in the World Cup.
Okay, he's not going to be on the team, which is actually a positive for Galaxy because that means he's not playing a ton of minutes and going back and forth. So he'll be rested at that mid break for the World Cup and stuff. But I could see the Galaxy moving either Zonka. Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry, he's not Norwegian. He's Danish. He's from Denmark, I think.
No, definitely not.
Okay,
definitely not.
Is he? Don't quote me. I thought so.
Player profile. Wikipedia. I have the Wikipedia right here. He is from Norway.
Okay, my bad.
Okay, so he's
My fault.
and so he'll be rested, which is good. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, but I could see the Galaxy moving Zonka or Yoshida just for money, right? If you get rid of Yoshida or Zonka, they're each on $700,000-$800,000. That's a pretty big player you can bring in by moving one of them.
Yes, and big thing is anybody who's seen Zonka play or the lack thereof playing time, they're going to go, no.
Hey, we signed him. Maybe we can fool somebody else. So,
okay.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In this sense, I don't think it really matters what you get for him. If someone low pays for Zonka, who cares? Like, he's off our books at least.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would move Zonka.
Okay.
Or Yoshida. I would move one of them just to give me more wiggle room. And we're not done, right? It's a well-known Galaxy need a forward. We know that.
Yeah.
We have been linked to 2 goalkeepers by multiple sources. So they're looking for possibly goalkeeper. We looked at Dane St. Clair and
Ethan Horvath.
They're being linked with both those guys. So they're looking at goalkeepers, whether they can do it or not right now. They might have to move pieces. So, and you got to believe they're got to bring a midfielder in for Fagundes, right?
Well, it's very interesting that you say that because after recording last week, we saw that we are, as the LA Galaxy, interested in U.S. national team midfielder Amika Anelli from RSL.
Yeah, so this one comes from Galaxy Runs LA. LA Galaxy is interested in U.S. men's national team. I have his, it's Ameka Anelli to bolster midfield.
Did you watch his highlights?
This is the only place I saw it.
Yes, it is.
So not a very strong rumor because it's not multiple people aren't saying it.
I like this rumor though.
Sure.
Well, I say that because you can actually find his highlights on YouTube. Holy cow. I was looking at it and, yes, we talked about Sanabria getting more time. Edwin Cerrillo is already suspended for game 1. But Ameka it looks like a very natural center defensive midfielder. Did see that he can play multiple positions. He popped up both playing in a little bit of a center back role. I don't know if that was a set center back role or if he, in game rotated in there. They did play him as a right back also. His 1v1 defending, now take it with a grain of salt because it was a highlight montage. But
yeah.
1v1 defending, very good. He's quick, especially in that CDM role. Whether he's winning the ball or someone else is winning the ball, getting to him, he facilitates the breakout very well, facilitates counterattacks very well, and he's pacey. And the fact that
I didn't watch any of this. One thing we've talked about our need, and I think it's gone up now with Yoshida going to be more off the field. It looks like. Is he in any highlights? Is he winning aerial duels? Is he good in the air?
He was winning aerial, and again, it is a highlight.
It's a highlight video.
It is a highlight video.
Right?
But yes, winning duels in the air. Also, on the flip side of it, getting forward and scoring goals, assisting goals, also getting in the combination in the attacking third. But this could be something. After watching him, I'm like, you know what? Maybe we don't make this a rumor. Maybe we start pushing for him. Obviously, it all comes down to the money and what the front office think the needs are. He is 26. That's pretty good. So you have youth in there. He could be a long-term option.
Yeah, that's
I liked
good.
it.
But I
liked what I saw.
I gotta think that Galaxy. Okay, so what's funny is, and I think you put it in here later. Zabaleta. Fagundes. Galaxy said, "Hey, we're working with Fagundes," and then we never heard anything.
Well, we didn't hear anything because there have not been any talks held.
So why did MLS website and I guess Galaxy would have reported we're still in negotiation with Fagundes? Apparently not, right?
Yeah.
Everything we've heard is they are not in negotiation with Fagundes, and they never made any contact with Fagundes to try and re-sign him. No. Sounds like the Galaxy were looking to use that money on a center back from the get-go, or possibly a forward, but they use it on center back. We also have heard no news concerning Nascimento, and we were told they were looking at bringing him back. But I think there's no news. It looks like
I think
Nascimento's gone to me.
That's one that
I think because he was a Galaxy player. I think you'd hear a little bit more chirping and rumors about him because he was a Galaxy player. But we're hearing nothing.
No.
But we're also, in everything we've talked about, we haven't been linked to a single forward.
No. No, there haven't been any links.
What is Galaxy looking for? Certainly, that's got to be the next thing we do. We have one forward right now.
Yeah.
One.
And thinking about who's on the roster and who's coming back and what could potentially be done from a tactics side, you can do a few things with who you have. And now thinking about that, does that mean Paintsel gets more runs at a number 9?
There's no way. There's no way because Greg Vanney doesn't like playing him at the 9. It's very obvious.
He doesn't.
And there's no way we're going into this year
we shouldn't.
We just signaled to everybody we're banking on winning something very soon by signing Glesnes, who is a little past his prime, definitely not a future player for this squad. He's going to be here for 2 to 3 years, and then he's going to be gone. We are trying to win something now. There's no way we go in with Christian Ramirez being the only forward on our roster and bring in some guy up. They have to be looking at somebody. I just don't. The news, I didn't put it in the show notes, but Joseph Martinez is being rumored to be going to Mexico now.
Okay.
There's been a couple of Mexican teams who have made pretty good progress on signing him. And there's already the rumor that he might be going to Atlanta. There has been no talk about him coming to LA except by people like you and me just saying like, hey, maybe he'd go to LA.
It'd be cool.
It'd be cool. There's been no talk about Galaxy signing Benteke or even being interested.
Yeah.
There's been nothing.
Well,
which to me it means nothing in MLS then, right? Because I think it was if we were looking at a forward in MLS, you would hear something. But having said that, we didn't talk about Jakon Glesnes, and then bam, like it's done. Like where were all the sources there for that? Or maybe it just happened really fast. I don't know.
Yeah, So knowing what we've talked about, and then you look at the Glesnes thing of just all the speculation was you look at someone who was not picked up by a team, so basically a free agent, and then all of a sudden this comes out of nowhere.
I did not foresee the Galaxy going out to make a move for center back within the league, like actually targeting somebody. I really thought they were going to take one of the free agents or go outside the league.
Yeah.
So like I said, I like that. That to me shows forethought and planning that they went out and got Glesnes. So
could they potentially be doing the same thing with the forward position? Really don't know.
Well, we
don't know.
There's strong rumors from everywhere that they're still shopping Cuevas around. So shopping Cuevas around for a forward and some money. I don't know how much money we got left. No one knows how much money we got left. You need a freaking MIT AI machine to figure out the freaking money rules. So I don't know how much money we have left. The thing I posted last year where they listed how much general allocation money like each team had and how they got it and all that. That came out December 19th last year. We're sitting here on December
almost a year
16th.
Later.
So, but I would anticipate MLS, if they follow suit, they would release that in the next couple of days at least, which is kind of late because we already traded some of it. So that's a bang up job by MLS releasing that on time because we just sent 1.1 million the other way, which apparently we have more than that.
That's good. Well, since we're on the topic, okay, you did add in the show notes that Sports Illustrated released an article of the top 10 players clubs could sign for 2026. So now that Glesnes has been signed, don't have to look at the center backs right there. At least for me, in no particular order. Okay, I put on my list Paul Rothrock, Dane St. Clair, and Christian Benteke. At least for me.
Okay, so Fafa Picolt's on here. He's a winger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Diego Fagundes is number 9. I imagine this is counting down
that's descending order.
In descending order. So Fagundes is on there.
Whatever.
Sean Johnson, we haven't been rumored with him. Robin Laud.
It was interesting reading this because seeing what he can do, at least what they talked about in this little blurb, being able to play that forward position, but also dropping back in more of a false 9 type of thing. it shows that he's versatile. It shows that he can do it in the league. Now, I don't know if they'd want to give him up knowing that they're going to be playing in multiple competitions this year. It's interesting, but he was an interesting read for me.
Yeah, we're not going for goalkeeper. Paul Rothrock's at number 5. We mentioned him last week. I could definitely see the Galaxy going in for him. I do think if we go on for Paul Rothrock, we're diminishing our funds for forward, though. Mm-hmm. So that could signal us playing Paintsel more as a forward, which I don't think Vanny is a fan of or wants to do. Christian Espinosa is another one. We didn't talk about him last week. He's been at San Jose. He's played 217 MLS games. I mean, he's a pretty big star. He's an attacker, usually a winger, it says here, that can slot centrally. I mean, I don't know. I don't see them going for him. Benteke's on here. We talked about him. He's number 3. Justin Hawk. Well, we're not going after Justin Hawk because we just signed a center back. And Dane St. Clair's number 1, which we talked about. Mm-hmm. There's not a forward on here, is there, except Benteke?
Other than Benteke.
And potential moves, they don't even list the Galaxy as one of the potential moves. I don't know why. I don't know who makes these. I don't know who makes these. There is another article on here.
Oh,
I think is that what you're talking about?
Let's get to this. Let's get to this one.
Well, there's 2 on here which are kind of crazy. Or maybe I didn't put one on here.
The one I was talking about was one need for every MLS Western Conference
that is
club.
the one you were talking about.
This is the one I was talking about.
I thought you were talking about maybe the other one.
No.
Okay. So this is for Sports Illustrated. Same place we just used.
Yeah.
That was linking these players to teams. Benteke is not on LA's radar according to them.
Okay. Well, now hold on. Before we get into this, we have been talking about the 2 main needs for the Galaxy: center back and forward. Okay. When you look at if we go through the lines, we have 2 very serviceable goalkeepers. With Mitrovic probably going to be the starter. Okay. Center back, we just filled that hole. Outside backs, I think we would agree you're pretty set on.
Sure. Yeah.
Central midfield, I'm just going to group them all together. Pretty set on, especially with Ricky coming back. Wingers, I think we could say we have 2 of the best wingers in the league.
100%.
Okay. And we need to fill that forward spot. Mm-hmm. Would you mind going down to
what does Sports Illustrated say?
Well, hold on. Who wrote this? Who wrote this? Is it
Ben Steiner?
Okay, Ben Steiner. This is how I know you don't watch a lot of at least Galaxy soccer. Okay. This is my little. I'm gonna go on.
Sorry, I'm scrolling right here. So here we go. LA Galaxy.
Key need is a winger.
Sports Illustrated has reported the key need is a winger.
You have. Like this is how I know you do not watch the Galaxy, because we just have 2 of not only the fastest, but 2 of probably the best wingers in the Western Conference.
Not only that, but
the league.
They mention here that we lost Fagundes as one of the reasons why we need a winger. Fagundes barely played outside mid this year.
The only times he played outside mid is if Paintsel would go up top and you didn't want to sub anybody. I mean, and you start moving players around.
Largely a central midfielder.
He played the 10 or maybe a deeper lying central midfielder.
Now, traditionally, Fagundes did play wide, so it looks to me like he looked up. Wow, they lost a key player. Diego Fagundes might be listed as a wide midfield player, like on MLS's website or something.
Yeah, that's great.
And they just went, well, they need to replace him, winger.
Oh my!
That's bad.
It is very.
Everyone listening to this podcast 100% knew that center back and forward were the 2 options. But
Ben Steiner,
Sports Illustrated.
Ben Steiner, if you're going to write more about the Western Conference, at least the LA Galaxy, get your facts right, bud.
Like, just
get it right.
Ask a fan.
Yes.
We have 2 of the best wingers in the entire league.
Email the podcast. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we'll tell you that.
Well, he's going to be angry now because you threw.
I'll talk to him about it. Let's go. He can be as angry as he wants. We do not need a winger. We do not need a winger.
You need everything, right? Winger. If a good winger comes around, and he could be backup, but as a key need,
yeah, but you can say every team needs everything.
Insane. I thought you might be referencing this, which is also kind of crazy. This is by Yard Barker. LA Galaxy star Ricky Puig spotted talking with Spanish club officials. And I was like, oh no, that's not good. But then I quickly thought, no one's going to sign him after an injury. Like, they would definitely let him play one more year. So I was like, okay, cool your jets. Well, then he spotted talking to Spanish club officials at a League Two match, second division.
Okay.
Ricky Puig is not going second division.
No, well,
Ever. That's ridiculous.
I don't know exactly where in Spain he's from. I know he came from La Masia, played a little bit, or played when he was younger with Barcelona.
Yeah. He's from Barcelona, I think.
So he's at least from Catalonia.
Yeah.
So yeah, I bet he knows people in Spain, and they see him, they're like, "Oh, Ricky, hi." Okay.
Yeah.
There's
some ridiculous news out there, but yeah. I don't know. I would love to right now. I mean, I think the biggest thing we would need to talk about is forward and where we're going. We don't have any news.
No.
I mean, I don't know. No. Short of Chris and I scouting all of South America and figuring out what European forwards are on the outs and who the Galaxy could possibly contact within league, there's been zero news, and we don't know anybody. Yeah. So I don't know, man. All I can do is hope there's something in the works like the Glesnes thing, and
we don't, and they're keeping it under wraps.
And you know what? That's also another good thing, to be honest, is when the Glesnes thing happens out of the blue and no one knows, that's a real positive thing for the organization. That means the organization's tight, that the decision makers are trusting each other, and they're not leaking information. That's pretty important. You will see in poorly run clubs, these things get out like so early, and it ruins negotiations, and there's people. I think when you don't know and something happens, it is a symptom of a very tight organization, and the decision makers are all together, and they're holding confidence, and things are just happening. They're making progress, and they release it when they release. When they can't hold it, like there's paperwork in, we can't hide it anymore. And then someone like Bogart who knows people and can figure those things out sees it. So I think that's actually a good thing that shows the Galaxy organization is moving in the right direction, which was not always the case, right? We were kind of crazy for a couple of years there. We did get caught cheating a couple years ago with the Pavone thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's a good thing.
That was before the podcast started, so we don't talk about it.
Pre-TFT.
Pre-TFT.
So I don't know. I would love to talk about a forward.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what they're looking at. I don't know if Vanny's willing to go with a target forward like Benteke, or if he's looking for a ball playing forward. Christian Ramirez is certainly not an attacking type forward. He's a target forward.
Target forward, goal poacher.
Yeah.
And that's there's nothing wrong with that. We're just saying
no.
We can't go into it with Christian Ramirez being the only forward.
Well, not only that, I agree with that. But what I'm saying is Greg Vanney is certainly pushing for a different type of forward. That's what he likes. And that's why I don't think we'll see Benteke, because I don't think Vanney is going to be okay. Now, Vanney doesn't have the say ultimately, but of course the front office is going to talk to Vanney about who they're signing, you would hope. And I can't see Vanney saying, well, let's go get Benteke because I want 2 target forwards on my bench.
Yeah, you got to. There needs to be a little bit of variety.
Right. And Vanney likes the quicker, more versatile, ball playing type forward. I just don't know who they're looking at. I mean, there's no rumors.
Well, during his tenure, during Vanney's tenure, the forwards he's worked with and the forwards he's had at least starting, you've had Zlatan, who's one of one. Anybody would take him, especially when they did. Okay. Chicharito, who is definitely not as big as Zlatan, not even as big as Christian Ramirez, but for his size and everything, is not the one that was going to be the I'm gonna skill you, I'm gonna run past you. No, he was a play in the middle, target forward, goal poacher, even in his prime.
Which I don't think Vanney liked, but we signed him because of who he was and the people he can put in the seats.
Exactly. Christian Ramirez right now is a very big target forward along the same lines as Zlatan, but obviously not Zlatan.
Obviously.
Yeah. Billy Sharp came in on loan, and that was, you know what? I would love to have a younger version of Billy Sharp because we talked about that. We talked about last episode about that, having that bite. Billy Sharp
Tough as
that
nails,
to you.
baby. Tough as nails.
Gave that to you. Dayon, who is probably the closest to, I want a quick, speedy guy who can run through the lines and everything. And was that his strong suit? Not really.
No,
could he do it? Yes, he could, but not his strong suit. Miguel Berry, who he falls in the same category of big target forward as like Zlatan and Christian Ramirez. And then Nascimento, who potentially could have been his.
That's why they got him, I think, because that's the type of forward Vanny wants.
Yeah. So, and then he got injured, didn't play a whole lot this year, and may not even be brought back on loan. So,
yeah.
I
don't know. I mean, if we don't hear anything soon, then that must mean they're looking outside the league. And if they're looking outside the league, I mean, it could be anybody. I mean, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling they're probably looking outside the league. I think they're probably going to look for a young, skilled forward who can play with Christian Ramirez and share some time and kind of roll the dice a bit, I guess. I mean, in some sense, you can kind of roll the dice. I can see them thinking they can take a larger risk at forward than obviously they could at center back because you have the 3 Ps and they're going to score goals without anybody there. You can put anybody there and they're going to be successful. We're going to score goals. So I could see them being willing to take a more of a risk and signing some younger South American, some El Salvadorian, some Guatemalan. I don't know. I have no idea. Well, some Argentinians, some Uruguayan. I mean, there's good forwards in those leagues out there.
Well, absolutely. And just thinking about it right now, when we're talking about it, a very MLS thing to do is, okay, what Americans are out there who aren't playing in number one in MLS, but number two, maybe aren't playing a whole lot for their club abroad. And a lot of times you could get someone who's playing in the English Championship, maybe a lower Bundesliga.
You're saying we're getting Josh Sargent?
Well, hold on. You're getting ahead of me. But looking like that, lower Bundesliga, maybe a mid-table French team, something like that. But when you look at all of the forwards who are playing in, since you brought up Josh Sargent, let's look at all of our forwards playing in the championship. Josh Sargent, Haji Wright, Daryl DK, and Patrick Aubameyang. Aubameyang just scored 2 in Derby's game and was man of the match. Haji Wright is Frank Lampard's guy who's going and leading that Coventry line. He's not going anywhere, okay? Daryl DK just came off of injury and in his first or second game back for West Brom scored. He's not going anywhere. Josh Sargent can't stop scoring in the championship. Norwich love him, and they're going to need him because they're starting to fight towards the bottom end of that championship. So they're going to.
Well, even if they weren't doing well, all 4 of those would be DP level type players, which the Galaxy cannot sign.
So you do have to take a little bit of a risk, whether it's like you said.
We know, right? Forwards are the most expensive things you can buy.
Yeah.
So you can't really get away with going. You can't get any of these established players. They're all DPs. They're all DPs. So in that sense, we should not expect, unless it's Benteke, which is a big name, but he's old, right? We can't expect to even. We're going to hear who we get, and we're going to be like, who? Like Nascimento. Hey, Galaxy's got a loan from this. We're going to be like, who's that? I don't know. We're going to have to do some research. Because forwards are expensive. And if you know them, then they are really expensive. Every team needs these forwards.
Now, in a maybe, in a little bit of on the business side of it, do you just start looking at the free agent market and going, okay, a free agent forward, you want to still play. We'll give you a year at this money so that, 1, we get a forward who's been in the league, and 2, the player gets another year playing MLS. And is that a great way to do things? No. But
here's what I think you could seriously see the Galaxy do. And we've done this in the past, but Galaxy has contacts, right? Like they know people at other clubs. So I could absolutely see them like, hey, we had a contact that's a Brazilian club, and there's a really good forward, and he's not going to play that much this year. And we're going to loan him to you for cheap, man, like $300,000. and you're just going to play him, and we'll see what happens. And you could get like a quote unquote like elite level forward that's just young and just is on this really good team.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got Ricky Pooch.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what if we still have contacts at Barcelona and Barcelona says, hey, we got a guy that's not going to play right now. And we still have a relationship with Ricky and your front office. And maybe take this forward off our hands and we're going to loan him to you. And he might be a DP level type player, but you won't be playing DP level money because we're going to cover most of it because you're doing us a favor by playing him. You know?
Number one, don't go to Barcelona for that because they're in big financial problems right now.
Maybe they were looking to offload a player for cheap.
Well, hold on. So side note, I know this is off topic of the Galaxy, but I recently saw how much Barcelona has to, like, financially has to get off the books before the end of the year. It's like 117 million euros.
But I see this all the time. And again, I don't know. They hire someone and they like move money from one thing to another and they're fine again. I don't know.
They just take an eraser to the books and say, this money was never here.
I don't know. But you hear about this all the time. But I could see the Galaxy getting some younger person that they're high on because some club is willing to, some elite club in South America or in Europe or something is willing to say, hey, just play him. If you're going to tell us you're going to play him, then we're going to cover some cost because we just want him to play, and we respect MLS and we respect your club, we respect your league, and we're going to send him there. I could absolutely see that, but we're not going to know who he is then.
Yeah.
And I just don't. Whoever we get, I just don't think we're going to know. We're not going to really know who it is.
I have an idea, and I'm pretty sure he's playing at Boca right now.
If you have an idea and you're right, this would be amazing. Give me your idea.
I wish I was right. But
who's at Boca right now?
Who's at Boca right now that I would love to see play in an LA Galaxy uniform? Edinson Cavani.
Oh, God. What is he, 82 years old now, though?
I mean, he's probably younger than Christian Benteke.
I think Edinson Cavani is probably 40, man.
I don't know. But I pulled it out of thin air. It's fun. Well, again, because we have no idea. So I'm just going to start speculating on literally everybody.
We have no idea. But you know what we do know is on this, what website is this? Action, I don't know. Most livable MLS cities index. Who has the most livable city for MLS? New York is number 1. LA is number 2. So we could attract some players, right? We always have. But we're second on this list. I don't know how New York beat us, but... Sure, I don't know how San Diego's all the way down in 10th. If you'd rather live in Austin than San Diego, well, let's just go ahead and say this news article is crap because.
Well, you know what though? I can see wanting to live in at least Texas over San Diego because there's no state income tax.
Okay,
in Texas.
but these guys, come on, San Diego's beautiful. And then in our last piece of news here. We saw the writing on the wall. We told you it was going to happen. Sad-looking Chicharito has bid farewell to Guadalajara. He is gone. He's no longer a Chivas player. I'm guessing he will be done. I can't see. I hope he doesn't go like second division or something and do something. But at 37, the historic Mexican national team striker will not continue at Guadalajara.
Yeah, I saw this and I read it and I pretty much said this is it for
his final appearance was Chicharito. What we talked about was it last week or 2 weeks ago where he missed a PK and his team lost in the semifinals.
Yeah.
So he kind of went out on a low, but it looks like Chicharito might be done, certainly done at the highest level.
Well, I'll say this for the both of us as someone who watched him grow from his literally the little P in Guadalajara coming through Manchester into Madrid. And then we got to see him play live for the Galaxy. What a fantastic career. Definitely a Mexican soccer legend.
Yes.
My mom's favorite player.
Oh, really?
Oh, so she and my dad went to one of the away games and went to Chicago and they knew where they were staying. So she sat out there as they were walking from the bus, and she got a picture with them. And it's one of her favorite pictures because she absolutely loves Chicharito Hernandez. And as someone who has followed his career since Alex Ferguson signed him from Chivas, a fantastic playing career, and Wish you the best in retirement.
Yep. He was a great
If
player.
you retire, but
If you retire.
yeah.
I mean, he could continue on somewhere. I mean, someone will take him, but we will see. That's basically all we got. I mean, I would say leave us a comment and everything. And I got our email back up there again, Final Third Galaxy Podcast at Gmail. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Do you know who the Galaxy are looking at forward, or do you have an idea who you want the Galaxy to sign? How happy you're about this Glesnes thing? I'm pretty stoked.
Leave
I'm
it
happy.
all. Leave it all. If there's something you want us to talk about, email it to us. Leave it as a comment, and we'll get to it.
Absolutely, and don't forget. Like, I'm going to put this up here one more time because we got some stuff to look forward to coming up. This Galaxy schedule, right? I mean, in January they're going to start reporting. We'll start seeing some Glesnes in the Galaxy kit, and probably a couple other players, and Coachella Valley in early February. So. It's gonna happen fast. We got Christmas, we got New Year's, and then before you know it, we're gonna be playing Galaxy games.
Yep.
It'd be nice to be back at the stadium.
Back at the digs.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. As always, we really appreciate it. And
we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Leave us a comment.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Adios.